What's up, guys? I'm Mike from StockedUp. In this episode of the Stocks with Mike and Tom show, we're going to go over exactly what happened with the market today. We're going to go over what Powell announced, and we're also going to go over some important news, like with Abbott, with their new emergency COVID test that's only going to cost $5. This news sent Abbott stock up just under 8%. They really broke past all-time highs. We also have news with TikTok too. And at the end of the video, we're going to be sharing our plays for tomorrow and answering your guys' questions. So if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We just crossed 25,000 subscribers today. So thank you guys so much for everyone who's been supporting the channel. Thank you guys so much for all those comments, likes, and new subscribers. Tom and I really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for everyone who leaves a comment down below and hits that like button. Thank you guys so much. So let's get right into it. So Tom, what news happened in the market today?
Yeah, the biggest news was that Powell announced that the Fed will let inflation rates rise above the 2% average to support the labor market and the broader economy. And he even said that many find it counterintuitive that the Fed would want to push up inflation, but he said that inflation that is persistently too low can pose a serious risk for the economy. And that makes a lot of sense because if you think about it, you always want the economy to grow. And obviously inflation is going to have to go up a little bit in order for the standard of living and stuff like that, to rise as well. And I mean, this is not the worst thing for the economy. And we can see that the market had a ton of volatility whenever this happened. Initially, the market just ran up on this news. And then in the middle of the day, the market ended up tanking down and then tanked right back up. So you can see that this did bring in a ton of volatility. And if you bought SPY calls yesterday, you probably would have been winning, in early in the morning, but then, midday to end of the day, you would have definitely went flat on those calls because the options pricing would have just went crazy on you.
Yeah, for sure. So we talked about the inflation and like the inflation deal a little bit yesterday. A little bit of inflation is good for the economy. The government aims for an average of a 2% inflation per year. So that's their target goal in mind. And we got pretty close to deflation levels back when COVID initially hit. So it's good to see that really nothing major happened with Powell today. The market went up slightly, but it really just wasn't anything major besides that volatility we saw in the middle of the day when the market came tumbling down, but it came right back up. So really there wasn't too much. Nothing crazy happened with Powell. But Tom, we've been saying this every day for the past 2 weeks, and I'm sure the viewers already know what we're going to say, but the NASDAQ and the SPY broke all-time highs again. So yeah, the QQQ and the SPY broke all-time highs again. Tech keeps running up. The SPY keeps running up. And the Dow actually had a pretty nice day too. So the Dow is approaching all-time highs, but we still have a little bit more room to officially break it for the Dow.
Yeah, this is awesome, really, to see the Dow going up this much. I mean, we're getting really close to all-time highs on it. I mean, I know we were getting close with the S&P 500, just about a week ago, and it was the same deal, just popped right through the top. And I mean, really, with CAT and even the Dow adding in a bunch of a couple new tech stocks into their platform, that's a great thing to hear about. The Dow 30 getting another technology company.
Stocks.
Do what?
They're getting 3 new additions into the Dow.
Yeah, 3 new additions, and I think 2 of those are technology stocks, and that's just great to hear, especially for the Dow itself. I mean, I think that'll definitely help the Dow itself overall in the long term. And I know that Exxon and Mobil was one of the stocks actually kicked out. So, I'm out with the old oil plays and in with the new technology plays.
Right. Yeah. So the new additions to the Dow are, I'm going to read them off right here. So the first addition is Salesforce, which is CRM. And then we have Amgen, AMGN, and then we have Honeywell. So those are the 3 new additions to the Dow. And then they are replacing ExxonMobil, and then they're replacing Pfizer and Raytheon Technologies. So that's the deal with the Dow. This should definitely bring a lot of upwards movement to the Dow. So what other major news happened today?
Yeah, Abbott is actually shaking up the COVID-19 landscape, and they received emergency authorization for a new COVID-19 test that they actually made. And it turns out that this test will deliver results within 15 minutes without the use of any lab equipment and it's going to only cost $5. And you can see that Abbott really flew up this morning, and then obviously they were flat today because of how much they went up in after hours yesterday. They peaked at around 12 or 13% at the high, and that's pretty high of a move for a stock. But really, I could see Abbott continuing up, maybe tomorrow or over the next few days, because that's huge news that you're going to get a $5 test that's only going to take 15 minutes. And I believe that Trump was actually going to talk about this deal tonight at the national convention.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, I think it's kind of surprising that it's only going to cost $5.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe that either. $5, and I mean, really, it's so little of a cost that I mean, I'm glad that Abbott went up, but it's just one of those things that I would have expected it to cost a lot more. But obviously, I guess that you could get in trouble right now if you are overpricing stuff with the virus.
Right, for sure. And then what happened with TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok. They've been in a ton of talks with different people lately. I mean, they've been in talks with Oracle. They've been in talks with Microsoft, and there was even some news today about them even being in talks with where Walmart was talking to SoftBank about trying to acquire TikTok. And this is crazy. And TikTok is trying to go for 20 to 30 billion dollars, and that's a huge valuation for a video sharing video sharing app or platform like TikTok is. But I mean, obviously, TikTok is very popular, and they have a ton of users, especially in the younger range. And there's obviously a lot of influence, and I think a ton of U.S. companies are going to want this. I think there's going to be a huge bidding war on TikTok in the next coming week or so.
Yeah, we will see. I mean, it looks like right now, it looks like Microsoft and Oracle are the top two in the race. So we will definitely see how that progresses. Either way, TikTok is still influencing these companies. It's why we saw Microsoft and Oracle and even Walmart run up today. So
yeah, and their CEO actually stepped down. The TikTok CEO stepped down, and the guy behind him kind of took his place, and he came out today and announced that what they were trying to go for, the 20 to 30 billion.
Gotcha. Good news. So now for today's Discord member of the day, and today's Discord member of the day is Jamal W. So he made a great share in the Discord group today. We could see that he said, since joining the Discord and slowly learning and investing, I have been on the rise. Thanks, everyone, one day at a time. So we could see he posted a screenshot of his all-time performance. He was drifting down, but he's coming right back up, and it looks like that's from the Discord channel. So thank you so much for that amazing post, Jamal. If you guys want to join the Discord, it's completely free, and it's the first link in the description down below. We have over 8,000 members talking in the group every single day. Like we said, it's completely free. If you want to join and network with all of us, feel free. If not, that's okay too. So now for the momentum plays for tomorrow. And the first one is CRM. So CRM is still moving. It broke all-time highs again today, especially after flying up on earnings yesterday. And overall, I do have a lot more momentum still. So, Tom, what levels should we be watching?
Just watch for the high of aftermarket today of $279. If you're looking at a daily chart, it might not be quite 279, but it's 279 in after hours.
Gotcha. So if it breaks above that, we like it to the upside. In the CRM call option, that huge buyer who dumped like $36 million into the 215 strike September 25th expiration calls, that person is still holding. So that's definitely keep that in mind if you're considering CRM. That is a bullish signal. With the next play, we have MDT.
Yeah, they're popping in after hours as we speak. Just watch for them to pop above. I would look for like 107.70.
Yep, again to the upside. And last but not least, we are looking at Target. And this one is to the downside, though.
Yeah, for Target, just watch for them to pop below 149.50. And Target's been one that they've really been flat the past few days. I'm surprised that they've been. I mean, I know they're a slow mover, but I'm surprised that they've been as flat as they have been.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, they had that huge up day on earnings, but overall they're kind of drifting off. So we'll definitely have our eyes on Target to the downside if it breaks below the levels Tom listed. And now for the unusual options activity for tomorrow. And we are looking at the JP Morgan 100 strike call options that expire September 18th of 2020. So overall, this looks like a pretty good setup. I mean, these options are in the money right now. JP Morgan is sitting at around $102, and these call options are about $2 in the money, and they have time on them. There's about $2.8 million put into this play. So I think this looks like a pretty good setup to the upside. I mean, JP Morgan is showing a pretty solid chart, and they had good volume today. So I think this can definitely be a good play. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I really like this play too on a daily. I really love JP Morgan. It looks like that they've really recovered a lot more than the other bank stocks. I know me and you were talking about this earlier a little bit, but really, I mean, JP Morgan's popped way higher than Wells Fargo or than Bank of America, and obviously Wells Fargo's the worst of them, down way down there, but Bank of America's recovered a little bit, but really JP Morgan's been about the leader of the pack, and they're just following this little trend line I have on my chart, and it's turned out very well for us. And you can just see that they're bouncing off of it right now even. And I mean, I could totally see that these guys, they're already in the money. Did they buy it out of the money, Mike, or?
No. So let me see something real quick. So if we look at this, no. So they were in the money.
Okay, so yeah, so they bought him in the money, which is a
Yeah.
really good sign, at least to the upside. Obviously, if they're out of the money, it'd be a lot easier for them to short. So if they shorted these and they're in the money, they're banking on this stock being under $100, which would be a pretty crazy bet on JP Morgan.
Right. And like if they were to do that, it would be smarter to just go out of the money or at least change the expiration. So it looks like they're definitely longing this. So we'll definitely have our eyes on this. And the banking sector had a pretty good day today. So JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup, USB, Wells Fargo, they all did pretty well today, as well as the Dow in general. So we definitely have our eyes on JP Morgan. So let's go over the comments from the previous episode. With the first comment, we have Brad saying, you guys are continuing to bring the latest and greatest in news and the market. What are your thoughts on Tesla after the split date tomorrow? Also, do you sense any pullback or consolidation in the market with most indices running at all-time highs? Thanks, and keep rocking the awesome content, helping so many grow and earn money. So thank you so much for that amazing comment, Brad, and great question. So the first question, he said, what are your thoughts on Tesla after the split date tomorrow? What are your thoughts, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, really, I think that Tesla could totally fall down. I mean, I know that that's not what a lot of people want to hear, but I mean, I think that once the split happens, I don't think that you're going to continue to see such a large, steep rise on this up to, $2,300. I'm not sure that once it splits, you're going to continue to see such vertical upwards movement, at least on Tesla. I mean, obviously these stocks, they like to go up, and a lot of people love to chase the ride up, but they do end up coming down eventually. And I mean, I do have to say that, I mean, I think that a lot of these tech stocks will end up coming down at least a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying this is going to happen tomorrow or anything, but, after the split, I would say that, Apple and Tesla both might, come back down a little bit and maybe settle maybe around, I would say at max, maybe a 20% drop, but, that'd be a pretty big drop on these types of stocks too.
I can see Tesla consolidating or dropping slightly, but I do not think they're just going to keep running up. Let's keep in mind, guys, that one of the main reasons that Apple and Tesla are up so much in the short term is because of the split, and the split does not change these companies fundamentally. So a lot of this is just hype. Like that's a lot of the reasons that Tesla and Apple are up so much in the short term. So I'm definitely not expecting them to continue upwards after the split. And then, I mean, in the long term, yes, for sure. But I'm talking about like for a short term, this explosion. I do not see Tesla and Apple just continuing to explode up. For the long term, I do, but after the split, I do not. He also asked, do you sense any pullback or consolidation in the market with most indices running at all-time highs? So I do, but nobody can time it. No one can give like an exact price level. Like if it hits this level, then we're gonna tank. Like I definitely do see that, but in terms of like a time period, I mean, no one knows. Like Warren Buffett doesn't know. It's impossible to time the market, but I'm definitely looking out for that. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the same thing. I think that they could definitely, I mean, fall back down. I'm not saying it's going to fall down tomorrow, like you said, but it's something that I think could definitely fall. But I mean, it's just one of those things that you can't, like you said, you just kind of have to feel it out. I mean, we kind of felt it out right before COVID hit. I mean, we were talking about it a little bit. I know that we have actually a lot of YouTube videos right before the market dropped here, where we were kind of calling this, but it's not one of those things where you can just say, yeah, hey, the market's going to crash right here. You just have to kind of anticipate maybe a small little pullback, after you see a few red days. And that's really the way I would play this anyways, if I was going to look for, any downwards movement at all.
Right. And then we had Kodak say, hi, Mike and Tom. I just wanted to thank you for the great recaps, and also had a question about finding the unusual options trades. How are you able to spot them, and would they show up on Thinkorswim Trade Flash gadgets? So great question. So there are many, many ways to find unusual options trades. Personally, I have a custom scanner on Thinkorswim that allows me to do this, but you can definitely get them completely free through the Thinkorswim Trade Flash gadget. A lot of unusual options trades show up on there. You can also get them completely free from barchart.com. They have an unusual options scanner. And then I think there's a service called like Cheddar Flow or Flow Algo. It's like something like that like you pay like $37 a month, and it just it shows you like unusual options trades. I forgot the name of it, but there's a lot of ways to get unusual options trades, and you can get them free looking at the Trade Flash on Thinkorswim, or just looking at the bar chart unusual options scanner. So overall, great question. So Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or any insight for the market tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, man, I've really been eyeing this AMD setup. This is a pretty good double top on AMD here, and if they can follow this trend line, me and Hunter were talking about this morning. If they could follow this trend line, up, I think the AMD could be a really good play. But if they do fall out of that trend line, then AMD could even be an even better play to the downside. Just be careful, because AMD is obviously a stock that likes to go up, but you can see that they have very steep falls whenever they do go down. So I think that AMD, if they do break out of this small wedge, I would say, then they could definitely fall down. But if they do end up going up above the wedge, then you could obviously buy calls on them. But it'd be a good play if they fell out. There's a lot of room to the downside here. They pretty much gapped up from around $59 all the way up to $87. So there's a ton of movement within that range.
Yeah, so with AMD, just be careful, because I can definitely see this play continuing down for maybe 1 to 2 more days and then popping up. But at that point, you still have to make sure it doesn't fall out of that wedge.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually eyeing this, guys, more to the downside than I am the upside with that double top. So I actually want it to fall out of the wedge to the downside, but it's just one of those plays that if it does fall out of the wedge, good, then play it to the downside. And if it doesn't, then almost just don't play it. But if it breaks above the high of 87.72, then it'll be at all-time highs, and it could be a good call play.
Yep, for sure. So thank you so much for that. Thank you guys so much for everyone watching the video to the end. Tom and I really appreciate all the support, and thank you guys so much for breaking 25,000 subscribers on the channel today. Thank you guys so much for everyone who leaves comments down below. Even if you just leave a little comment, like comment for the algorithm, or just some little comment, it really helps grow the channel. So thank you guys so much for that. Thank you guys so much for everyone hitting that like button. We really appreciate it. And of course, thank you to all our new subscribers. If you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. And if you guys want to get options sent to your inbox every single day, you can click the Stocked Up Options Alerts link in the description down below. Like I said, any questions or anything, let us know in the comments down below, and we'll answer them live in the next video. Other than that, thanks for watching.